Maria pays every bill on time. She has no unpaid credit cards. She has never missed a car payment. She checks her credit report. She thinks she is doing everything right. Then her credit score drops. Not because she became irresponsible. Not because she stopped paying. Because she did something perfectly reasonable. She paid off a credit card. The number went down. Think about that. Maria did the responsible thing. The number punished her anyway. Today we are going to explain why. And we are going to use a loyalty card. Stay to the end because the strangest part is what the score actually rewards. Imagine a coffee shop with a loyalty card. Every time Maria buys coffee, the cashier stamps it. 1 stamp means nothing. 10 stamps mean she is a regular. The coffee shop loves regular customers. But there is a strange rule. The shop does not care how much money Maria has. Cares how she uses the card. Maria buys 1 coffee. She pays for it. Perfect. Maria buys another. She pays again. Still perfect. The cashier starts trusting her. But then Maria buys 10 coffees. She pays for all 10. Still perfect. Now Maria gets nervous. She decides she has bought enough coffee. She stops using the card. The cashier looks at the empty counter. Something has changed. Maria has not done anything wrong. She simply stopped creating activity. The loyalty card has less information. The coffee shop knows less about her current habits. That is roughly where credit scoring gets strange. A credit score is not a report card for being a good person. It is a prediction. A number designed to estimate how likely you are to repay borrowed money. That sounds reasonable. Until you realize what the number is actually watching. It watches your debts, your payments, your available credit, your applications, the age of your accounts, the amount you owe compared with the limits you have. The machine does not see Maria's entire life. It sees pieces of her financial behavior. And then it turns those pieces into a number. Now imagine Maria has 1 credit card. The limit is $1,000. She spends $200. Then she pays the bill. Her balance is low. Her payment history is clean. The loyalty card gets another stamp. Now Maria needs to buy a refrigerator. She puts $800 on the card. She plans to pay it off. She still makes every payment on time. But now the card is almost full. The cashier sees a different picture. Maria is using 80% of her available credit. She has not missed a payment. But the number may still react. Because the score is not only asking, does Maria pay? It is also asking, how much of her available borrowing is Maria currently using? That is called credit utilization. The name sounds complicated. The idea is not. Imagine a parking lot with 100 spaces. If Maria parks 1 car, the lot looks empty. If she parks 80 cars, the lot looks crowded. Nothing illegal happened. Nothing irresponsible happened. But the number notices the crowd. Credit scoring systems can notice something similar. A card with a high balance compared with its limit can look riskier. Even when the customer pays on time. Now Maria pays the refrigerator bill. Her balance falls back down. The parking lot empties. The number can change again. This is why credit scores can feel mysterious. The person has not changed. The number has. The debt has moved. The reported balance has moved. The available credit has moved. And the machine recalculates. Now here is where the loyalty card gets stranger. Maria decides to close her old credit card. She has not used it in years. She thinks closing it is responsible. Why keep an account she does not need? But that card has a large credit limit. Closing it removes that available space. Maria's remaining cards now represent a larger percentage of her total credit usage. The parking lot suddenly has fewer spaces. The same cars are still there. The lot simply became smaller. Her score can react. Maria stares at the number. She did not borrow more money. She did not miss a payment. She did not buy anything new. She closed an account. And the loyalty card changed. Now notice the pattern. The score does not measure virtue. It measures signals. A person can be financially responsible and still receive a score change. A person can earn a high income and still have a weak score. A person can earn a modest income and build strong credit. The number is not a wealth score. It is not a happiness score. It is not a measure of intelligence. It is a prediction about credit risk. And predictions care about patterns. This is why Maria's story matters. She thinks the number should reward responsibility. The machine is looking for something else. It wants evidence. How consistently does Maria pay? How much credit does she use? How long have her accounts existed? How often does she apply for new credit? What does her credit history look like? The machine wants a trail. The longer the trail, the more information it has. Now imagine Maria moves to a new apartment. The landlord asks for a credit check. Maria has a clean payment history, but her score is lower than expected. She asks why. The answer is buried inside the loyalty card. The number does not know Maria personally. It does not know she wakes up early for work. It does not know she never misses rent. It does not know she saves money every month. It knows what appears in her credit history. That is both the power and the limitation of the score. It turns a complicated person into a simple number. Now imagine two customers. Maria has a credit card with a $1,000 limit. David has 5 cards with a combined limit of $20,000. Both owe $1,000. Maria is using nearly all her available credit. David is using only a small portion. The debt is identical. The number can see a different picture. Maria's parking lot is full. David's parking lot is mostly empty. That does not mean David is richer. It does not mean Maria is irresponsible. It means the ratio looks different. The number cares about the relationship between debt and available credit. That is why credit scores can feel unfair. The machine sees ratios. Humans see circumstances. Maria sees a refrigerator. The algorithm sees utilization. Maria sees a paid bill. The algorithm sees payment history. Maria sees a closed card. The algorithm sees less available credit. Same person. Different language. And this is where the loyalty program analogy gets darker. A loyalty program wants customers to keep participating. Credit scoring is not exactly a loyalty program, but it can feel like one. The system rewards a long, predictable history of responsible borrowing. The customer who never touches credit may have less information. The customer who uses credit carefully creates a longer trail. That trail can become valuable. So Maria learns a strange lesson. To prove she can handle debt, she needs a history of handling debt. She does not necessarily need to carry a balance. She needs a track record. That distinction matters. Carrying a credit card balance does not automatically build a better score. Paying interest is not a requirement for having good credit. But using credit and paying it responsibly can create the history the scoring system evaluates. Now remember the plant from the beginning. Maria paid off her card. Her score dropped. The coffee shop lost a customer. The loyalty card lost activity. But here is the twist. The score did not necessarily drop because paying off debt was bad. It may have changed because the information around her credit profile changed. The number reacts to the profile, not the moral story. That is the dark little secret. Credit scores are not designed to congratulate you. They are designed to predict you. They ask whether your past behavior resembles the behavior of people who repay debts. That is why the number can feel cold. It has no idea whether Maria is a good person. It only has data. And data does not care about intentions. Now convert that into everyday life. Maria earns a modest salary. She pays rent. She buys groceries. She works for decades. Her credit score moves a few points. A bank can use that number when deciding whether to lend her money. The difference between a stronger and weaker score can affect borrowing costs. A small number can influence a large financial decision. For Maria, the number might change the cost of a car. It might affect the terms of a loan. It might influence how easily she can access credit. The number takes seconds to calculate. The consequences can last years. That is the strange power of a credit score. It is tiny. It is invisible. And it can follow you around. Now imagine the time conversion. Maria could spend 30 years paying bills on time. The machine can summarize that history in one number. 30 years of rent. 30 years of electricity. 30 years of groceries. 30 years of work. Reduced to a score on a screen. Think about that. A lifetime of financial behavior becomes a 3-digit number. And that number can change because one credit card balance was reported at the wrong moment. The machine does not remember the story. It remembers the signal. This does not mean credit scores are useless. They can help lenders make decisions. They can help borrowers demonstrate a history of repayment. But understanding the system changes how you interpret the number. A credit score is not your financial identity. It is a tool. Prediction. A measurement built from selected pieces of your credit history. Maria did everything right. Her score still moved. That is not necessarily a contradiction. It is the point. The number was never designed to measure whether Maria was good. It was designed to estimate whether Maria looked like a predictable borrower. And predictable borrowers are easier for financial institutions to price. That is the real lesson. The credit score is not a trophy for being responsible. It is a passport created from your borrowing history. The strange part is that you can spend your entire life trying to become financially independent. But the system still wants to know how you behave when someone hands you a debt card. Maria wanted the number to say, "Good job." The machine was asking a different question. How likely are you to pay us back? And once you understand that difference, the 3-digit number finally makes sense. The loyalty card was never measuring how good Maria was. It was measuring how useful her history was to the machine. And that is why the number can fall, even when the person does everything right.